Hello, everyone. Philip Lee returning with another episode of Civil War Chat, and today is July the 5th, 2022. Today's topic is the only thing systemic about VMI is the Washington Post cherry picking of data. This is actually an article written by James Bacon, who has the Bacon's Rebellion blog in Virginia, which is a good place to keep track of the latest developments in Virginia's battle between traditionalists and those who want to, essentially erase Southern heritage history from Washington and Jefferson, and obviously anyone having to do with the Confederacy. So Bacon's Rebellion blog is a good place to stay in touch with that. Today's article is published by James Bacon at his blog, and I'll just go ahead and read it to you, and then we can discuss it a little bit. Washington Post reporter Ian Shapira was up to his old tricks in an article published over the weekend about Governor Glenn Youngkin's appointments to the Virginia Military Institute's Board of Visitors. Predictably, he portrayed the divisions at VMI as between rival camps of those who, quote, support change, close quote, and, quote, those resisting it, close quote, a vacuous description of the controversies dogging the military academy. It is more accurate today to characterize the rival camps as those who believe VMI needs a good dose of diversity, equity, and inclusion to redress past racial wrongs versus those who regard DEI's raising of racial consciousness as contrary to VMI's socially egalitarian culture. Be that as it may, Shapira frets that Youngkin's appointment of 4 Republicans to the 17-member board, quote, would roll back some of the efforts designed to make VMI more inclusive and diverse, close quote. Only 6% of the Institute's 1,700 cadets are Black, he notes, and only 14% are women. Let's set aside the obvious fact that women are less interested in military careers than men, that they comprise only 17% of Americans in uniform in all the services, and that few college men, women are interested in undergoing the rigors of the rat line, which is the plebe year at the Virginia Military Institute. Let us focus instead upon Shapira's discussion of race at VMI. Youngkin's board selections, he wrote, make VMI, quote, slightly less racially diverse, close quote, by replacing one Black member, Sean Lanier, whose term had expired. Quote, the new makeup of the VMI board includes 9 white men, 4 Black men, 2 white women, 1 Hispanic man, and 1 Native American woman, close quote. Gee, Blacks now comprise only 24% of the board, still a higher percentage than the 20% of Blacks in the Virginia population. I thought Shapira and others of his ilk demanded that boards, faculties, and student bodies, quote, look like Virginia, close quote. Apparently, that criterion applies only when whites are overrepresented, not when they're underrepresented. Far more interesting than the racial bean counting, though, is a startling fact that Shapira never mentions in the dozens of articles portraying VMI as a bastion of systemic racism before suddenly shifting gears and supporting the administration of Superintendent Cedric Wins against reactionary alumni. Shapira has written dozens of articles basically portraying VMI as a racist place until Superintendent Cedric Wins comes in. And Superintendent Wins is an accomplished Black man. He replaced Superintendent P, who was an accomplished white man. But here's the key point. Shapira quotes Lanier, the departing African-American board member, as saying the following: when the former superintendent, meaning P, asked me nearly a decade ago to help recruit more African Americans to attend VMI, the percentage of Black VMI students commissioning was in the low single digits. And now it's well over 50% of Black students that are commissioning. I'm very proud of that, but there is still work to be done. Wait, what? Do you mean to tell me that the former superintendent, J.H. Benford P. III, had been trying for a decade to recruit more African Americans to VMI before Shapira had portrayed VMI as marred and by rampant racism, and former Governor Ralph Northam fired Superintendent P? If the Washington, now, I mean, this is Phil Lee speaking, if the Washington Post is going to accuse VMI of being racist and then reveal after 17 articles condemning the school or whatever the number was as being racist, and then reveal after 17 such articles that Superintendent P had tried for at least a decade to increase the number of Blacks enrolled at VMI. He finally makes that information known. So what it shows is, well, here's what Bacon writes. One wonders what else Washington Post Shapira has neglected to tell his readers in his, quote, systemic, quote, cherry picking of data to trash VMI and the alumni fighting to preserve its most hallowed traditions. So that's our show for today. If you'd like to learn more about the Southern heritage, I recommend that you get a number of my books, but today I'm going to recommend Southern Reconstruction by Philip Lee. It's $26 on Amazon, $30 if you buy an autographed copy from me, and you can get that by emailing me, Phil, PHIL_Lee, LEIGH @me.com. Okay, that's our show for today, and I thank you for watching.